Okay, after hopping around a considerable amount, this is going to be the last of the gems that we can get. We've got 28 toggle left, but I can't actually afford any gems with that. So we're going to be dropping all of these. I gained about 50,000 crafting XP. We've got 24k until 79. Unfortunately, I didn't even get a level with it. But it's fine, I'll grab that when I go to Guardians of the Rift later. I did, since the beginning, actually go and grab the Caramdra gloves, because I'm pretty sure that makes it cheaper. But we can drop them now. But with that done, we are going to move on to checking out some of our storage. We've got through all the toggle, we've got through all of the steel bars. Probably going to be working on the silver and the gold. Actually, that will probably get me the crafting level now that I think about it. I completely forgot that they give crafting XP and not smithing. So, we should be able to go over here and grab ourselves. So we've got nearly 2,000 gold bars, nearly 5,000 silver. I could have used these to make jewelry while I was getting the gems. In hindsight, maybe that would have been better, but honestly, I'm just trying to get rid of them. I'm not really too fussed about maximizing every single type of XP that I can possibly get. So I think I'm just going to take out both of these at once. We're going to head over to Edgeville and we'll do it there. I do need to get some molds though. I'm going to have to look in what the best options are. I think it's probably amulet and maybe tiara. I don't know actually with these. I will look into these, and I'll see you at the furnace. Man, this cape is so handy. Just get to teleport over to Rimington, and we can go straight to the crafting shop and get the molds that we need. I did have a quick check, and I'm pretty sure it is amulet for gold, so we'll grab an amulet mold, and then tiara for silver. We've got ourselves 23 invent slots, that should be perfectly fine. I want to head over to Edgeville, which once again, the construction cape helps out massively, because we have the glory over here. And we can get our working on crafting these, which will, I'm pretty sure will get me the 79 crafting. I doubt it's going to get me less than 20k XP. So let's get started on crafting these bars. Interesting. So I came over here and I actually clicked on the furnace and it instantly asked me if I wanted to make a golden tiara, which I've now looked up on the wiki and apparently it gives 35 crafting XP compared to the 30 XP you get from a gold amulet. So does that mean that this is the best method to use gold bars? I suppose it is. Let's see. Then we can just make all of them, I guess? Wow. It is 35 XP per bar. Well then, won't be needing this. We're just going to make golden tiaras the entire time. It's a bit annoying you have to go through 2 menus, but not the worst thing in the world. And now we have 24 invent spaces because we can just make silver and gold tiaras. Convenient. That's going to be 79 crafting. We can now make black dragon hide van braces. Yeah, no, not going to be doing that. But these golden tiaras, pretty nice XP. I mean, considering they're gold. They're 5 more XP than the amulet, so why not? I've also been selling them to the shop, which gives me 10 coins every tiara. It's not much, but it saves me from having to drop all of them. And it's a little bit more cash. I mean, it'll give me like, what, 12k out of the end of this, so can't complain. Alright, this is going to be the last of the gold bars used up on tiaras. I've got 6 toe flax that I got from a random I decided to do. Going to be using them to make some agility potions. Probably not even worth holding on to them, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then we're going to work our way through the 551 silver bars. Make them into tiaras as well. And that's another 2 slots in the death storage saved up. Cheeky little Quizmaster. Can we get ourselves a stale baguette? That would be a nice collectible item. Doubtful. But it wouldn't be the first time I've got one. Alright, winner winner. Get ourselves a mystery box. Open that bad boy up. There we got some coins. I'll take that. Alright, I'm done with all of the silver now. We're going to go set off all of these. I do still want to use these for herb lore. I'm not sure what else I have in the death storage. I will have to go and check that. I'm so inconvenient to do this though, because I need to get to the gnome stronghold to use them, and I don't know if I can really be bothered. Do you know what? No, I'm dropping them. I really can't be bothered to go to the Gnome Stronghold for 6 herbs. So we're going to head over to the Farming Guild. We're going to see what else we've got in the storage, what I can use up. We've cleared quite a few spaces now, but I am going to need as much as I possibly can make before moving on. I really should drop the fish barrel and the plank sack, but you know I'm not going to, because I'm a hoarder and I never get rid of that stuff. Okay, so update. I'm going to be getting rid of quite a few items here. We're getting rid of the papaya tree seed. We're going to get rid of the rune pickaxe for now because I can sell it to a shop and buy it back later. I'll lose a little bit of money, but it's totally fine. We're going to take out all of these coins, which I can stash in LMS coffers, so I'm not too worried about that. I'll lose a couple of coins, whatever's left over. 468 coins, no biggie. We are going to get rid of the plank sack and the fish barrel because people keep telling me to do it. I want to keep hold of the tackle box because it has a whole load of feathers and stuff in there, and I might want to use them in the future. Actually, yeah, the feathers for the arrow shaft. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, so I'll probably be using feathers for that as well. Yeah, so unfortunately, as much as like this pains me to do, and I know you guys are probably thinking, why do you even care? You're never going to use them. This pains me, but it really is so useless for me. I bet you in the future I'm going to find a use for this, and I'm going to look back and be like, oh, that's annoying. But it's gone. Goodbye. And then we'll drop the plank sack as well. There are still planks inside it, are there? Do you know what? I really don't care. Goodbye. That is the plank sack gone. We're going to drop the papaya tree seed, and then we're going to get rid of the rune pickaxe as well. I'll be selling that to a shop. Like I said, we've got 28 items in here, but that does include the seed box, which can also have seeds stacked into it. So I think that's like 22 items actually in here, and then I can equip some of them as well, so probably about 20. And we do actually need the extra inventory space, because I have been given some information that the cannon spawn hitting method does actually work. The guide that I originally watched said that I had to have it in a certain place. Apparently you don't. I have tested the new method. It does work. It does not give XP. However, I am absolutely nervous as heck to do this, and the only reason that I'm willing to do it is because I know that I can mess up a good few times without actually getting a range level. And the main reason for this is because, I think I've mentioned this before, but the abyssal creatures give a quarter of the XP that they should give. So if I actually one-hit a leech with a cannon and do get XP, I'm only going to get 10 range XP instead of 40, which is what I would normally get. And as you can see, I've got 43 range XP until level. So realistically, if I messed up the other way, it'd be absolutely horrendous. But when I was testing it on another account, I actually didn't really mess up at all. The only reasons I messed up were because I didn't lure the other creatures, which I will be doing when I really attempt it. And there were occasional times when someone doing rune crafting would run through and mess up the spawns and whatnot. But I'm going to be a lot more careful when I do it on this. But in terms of killing the actual leech itself, I never messed up once. So I'm fairly confident that I can do it. Still really nervous, because if I do happen to get a range level, I have ruined this entire account, and I've spent a very long time on this. And I know that you guys would be sad too, so we're hoping that doesn't happen. But getting a colossal pouch on this account would be a really cool flex, and I'd love to do it. So I do really want to try and do it. If I mess up a couple of times, and I'm worried I'm going to get the level, I will just abandon the plan. Like I said, I've got quite a bit of room for error, so if it gets close to it, I'm just going to abandon it anyway. I've rambled on for a bit. We need to sort out the rest of this inventory, but then I will be heading over to the Sorceress's Garden to collect up some supplies for Guffick's Rests. But after that, we're going to grab ourselves a cannon, some cannonballs, and we will be heading to the Abyss. So we've collected up some herbs from the Sorcerer's Garden. I've got about 8... sorry, I cannot multitask. I've got about 8 Guffick's Rests worth. Now, unfortunately, it makes them into 3 doses, so that's actually only 6 4-dose ones. But I am going to, for some reason, run down to Tavily. I don't know why this is where I get my cups. In fact, I think you can actually buy them from Yatix over here. Let's quickly check this. No, you can't. But you can pick up cups of tea over here, and for some reason this is becoming my method of obtaining empty cups, is by grabbing these and drinking them. Not sure why I do this, but nonetheless, I'm going to use this to grab all my cups, and we're going to head down to Falador like I did before to make the Guffick's Rests. Going to make myself like 8 that I said before. I do have a couple left in dev storage. Hopefully that'll be enough, and then I'm probably going to make another inventory of cannonballs, so I've got plenty. Then we'll go ahead and buy the cannon, and then we're over to the Abyss, which again I am absolutely terrified about doing. So before I go ahead and get the rest of these items ready, I do want to quickly mention that I'm probably not going to be doing live commentary of this for 2 main reasons. The first of all, it's not really that related, but I am going to have to record this in resizable, which is going to be a little bit awkward for me. But the most important reason as to why I won't be voicing over it is because I'm going to be fully focusing on doing it, and I don't want to have anything else that is going to possibly make me mess this up, which includes trying to commentate, as I do know that that definitely distracts me from what I'm doing, and I really don't want to completely doom this account. So I'm sure you guys understand. I will be showing some clips of it. I don't know how much I'll actually show, but As I said, yeah, I don't really want to distract myself, so there will be no live commentary just for this. Again, I do apologise, I hate having to voice over things, but sometimes it is necessary. Before we head to the Abyss though, we need to go ahead and grab ourselves a cannon, so thank you Nickelodeon, I will take that. And now, it is time to risk everything on this account. So, as I said before, I will be voicing this over. I also want to apologise for the resizable screen region, but unfortunately I needed this to do this method correctly. So the first step was to teleport in safely. By trapping the skeletons on a tree nearby, I managed to teleport inside the abyss and instantly log out. This allowed me to see where I landed in order to notify the others to assist me. The next step was logging back in, alive. Once logging back in, I made a bit of a mess boxing myself in the corner. Thankfully, with the help of the Guffix rests and a few ice barrages, this wasn't a major issue. After waiting out the 10-minute aggro timer, I relogged to reset the aggression of the monsters, at which point we had to decide our second checkpoint. As the abyssal area is so large, I would have to de-aggro numerous times to safely get around the circle to the location I wanted to be in, which was the north side of the circle. Making a run for it, I managed to get myself hidden between some tendrils, and a little bit of body blocking to provide another safe location to wait out the aggression timer. Repeating the same 10-minute wait as before, I reset the monster's aggression before making one final run to the northern side, at which point, with a lot of Guffix rest consumed, we finally managed to block me in. Waiting here for 10 minutes was the last step to setting up this method. Once de-aggroed, I began trying to kill the leeches. I won't go too into detail as to how this method works, as there are other guides on YouTube, but the gist of it is that I can hit with one cannonball each kill without gaining XP. After many attempts of failed hits, and even the one attempt of hitting a 7, I decided that I needed to re-evaluate my approach. To do this, I was going to need better offensive bonuses. If you didn't know, a cannon's accuracy is based on your current highest accuracy style, so to boost this, I was going to get some ranged equipment. It was at this point that I made a really silly mistake. I decided that instead of setting up this system all over again by de-aggroing and working my way around the abyss, I was going to death pile. Inside the abyss. The main issue here was that I didn't really consider how long it would take me to reacquire the supplies needed to get back to where I had died. The first time I did this, I had Guffix rests. These alone can take up to 20 minutes to prepare, and that can all be affected by how unlucky I get at the sorceress's garden. Secondly, I still had to collect the ranged equipment I needed to boost my accuracy. And lastly, the most stupid decision of all, I decided to get more cannonballs, which, as we all know, can take quite a while to make. By the end of this, I was ready to get back into the abyss with about 20 minutes left on my death timer. I was fairly confident. It was at this point though, that I teleported in only to instantly die. Now, I'm risking everything inside the abyss, and I have approximately 20 minutes to get back there, but I have no food to do it with. With only 20 minutes left, Guffix rests were out of the question. They took too long to make and I didn't have the time. I was stranded in Lumbridge only to be blessed with a Quizmaster random. Speeding my way through this random allowed me to take the 1000 coins reward, which was crucial to speed this process up. I beelined it to Ardoon, where I collected cakes and combined them with chocolate using my newfound riches. At this point I had about 15 minutes left and I was shaking. I knew that I had one attempt at this, and a failure could cost me everything. There was no way I could do this alone. I needed help. A quick post in the Discord and clan chat begging for assistance was all I could do. Amazingly, a group of you showed up to help me. I do want to stop at this point and say, thanks to a semi-recent update regarding UIM death piles, I was able to log out and actually pause my death pile timer. This was insanely helpful, as I could wait for minigame teleports, and we could also coordinate things while my timer was paused. Due to this though, the following footage is limited, as most of the time I was logged out. With everyone in place, I ran back to the abyss, chocolate cakes in hand. Teleporting in, I did the same method as I did before, instantly logging out. As I was now running out of time, with about 8 minutes remaining and the pausing method required me to log out, we didn't have enough time to de-aggro everything. I had to do the rest of this while everything was aggressive to me. With some good teamwork and coordination, I managed to run between checkpoints and book it for my death pile with about 5 minutes to spare. I collected all my items and finally got myself out of there. That was way too close. Okay, so I don't know what you'd have seen in the previous clip. I know I recorded a bunch of it. It's probably going to be voiced over, and I do apologise for that, but my god, was that one heck of a heist. Yeah, I'm going to take that as a sign. I'm not going to go for the Colossal pouch, at least unless they release a more friendly way of getting it. That was terrifying. I nearly wiped the account. That's the closest call I've ever had in terms of like fully wiping this account, and I'm definitely not going to do it again. I still would love to have the Colossal pouch, but on the bright side, we do actually have these two pouches here, which I can still use for Guardians of the Rift. So it is not all doom and gloom. Now that we have the Abyssal Lantern, we will be able to use these as well. But yeah, needless to say, it's been about 20-30 minutes since then, and my heart is still racing. I was absolutely terrified. And to you guys that helped me get my stuff back, I cannot thank you enough. I mean, I said thank you about 6 times in the Discord call, but honestly, I'm so grateful for you guys, for the ones that helped me, and I'm grateful to everyone. You know, all of you support me, and I'm not going to get too sentimental here, but that was one of the closest calls I've ever had, and yeah, I really do appreciate the help. Anyway, this is going to drag on for a bit. Right, so we've got a mess of an invent. I had to originally get rid of the redwood logs because I was worried I was going to lose the lantern if I didn't, so I'm going to have to go chop some more of them. Not a big deal though. We're only around the corner from the woodcutting guild, so I can go ahead and do that now. But I think the pathway moving forward is actually to just do Guardians of the Rift with the current setup. So these two pouches here. It's going to be slightly more XP than it was before, but it's not really going to be quite the Colossal pouch upgrade that I wanted. A little bit upset about that, but in hindsight, I nearly lost everything, and it's just not worth the risk. I mean, it's not even if I managed to get 1 kill, because I didn't even get 1 kill on the Abyssal Leeches, which is why this happened in the first place, because I went to get better gear so that I could get a kill, and in the end, I ended up nearly losing all my stuff. Yeah, like I said, it's not even like it just takes 1 kill to get the pouches. I'd have to do at least 2, and that's assuming I got the drop on both of them, and I couldn't even do that, plus the fact that I could end up getting combat XP. There's so much at risk here, and it's so not worth it, and I need to remind myself that every time I contemplate, wouldn't it be nice to get a Colossal pouch? It'd be nice, but I don't need it. I really don't need it. So for now, I'm going to try and work my way through some of this. I mean, I can drop all of this stuff now. We'll be able to get ourselves 6 redwood logs. Then I'm going to def storage. Then I'm going to get my rune crafting stuff back. And we're going to go back to Guardians of the Rift without the Colossal pouch. But like I said, we can still use these 2 pouches, so it's still pretty nice. Anyway, ramble over. I need to calm down. Let's get back to Guardians of the Rift.